In this video, I explain how to use Chairwork to work through an inner conflict. I always think it's helpful to look at an example, so let's look at Gill. Gill lives a comfortable life as a chartered accountant, and during the weekends she paints portraits. Over the last 2 years, she has experienced some moderate success. She has exhibited her paintings in several galleries and has received a regular flow of commissions. She has come to therapy to make a decision between two very different employment opportunities: continue working as a chartered accountant or work full-time as a portrait artist. Before engaging in Chairwork, the first step is to clarify the pros and cons of both changing and of not making a change. This is done by using a decisional balance worksheet. Gill's worksheet was set out like this: positives of staying, negatives of staying, positives of leaving, and negatives of leaving. So you can see the positives of staying included a good regular income. The negatives of staying included feeling trapped. The positives of leaving included doing something that she feels passionate about, and the negatives of leaving included entering unknown territory. So having completed the decisional balance exercise, the therapist introduces Gill to Chairwork. He explains that Chairwork will enable her to listen to the part that wants to stay and the part that wants to leave. Gill agrees to give it a go, and the therapist rearranges the chairs. He explains that one chair represents Gill leaving the job and the other chair represents Gill staying in her job. The therapist places his chair in the middle to ensure he's not siding with any particular outcome. He then explains that he would like Gill to create a conversation between the part that wants to leave and the part that wants to stay, moving back and forth between the chairs to see what emerges. Gill understands and starts with the part that wants to leave. I'm feeling trapped and frustrated. I'm bored. It's the same thing day in and day out. I'm not stimulated. I don't feel engaged, and I'm just working for the paycheck. You feel trapped, frustrated and bored. You don't feel stimulated and you're just working for the money. Yes, I want to do something I'm passionate about. Say that again. I want to do something I'm passionate about. Now say that again and add something to that statement. I want to do something I'm passionate about. I want to feel more alive, creative and enjoy my life. Life is too short to stay in a job just for the paycheck. It saps away my life force. I'm a naturally creative person. The therapist is using deepening techniques. He's inviting Gill to repeat a phrase and add a statement. This helps clarify Gill's position and heighten the emotional intensity of the encounter. The guiding principle of Chairwork is to encourage the client to give voice in a way that is clear, forceful and distinct. Now switch chairs and speak from the part that wants to stay. It's solid and dependable, and I know I have a job for life. It's solid, dependable, and you have a job for life. Yes, I'm building up a good pension. I never have to worry about money. What are you feeling when you say that? I actually feel quite trapped. Financial security just kind of stops me moving forward. It stops me changing anything. This is another deepening technique. Although Gill said she was building up a good pension and would never have to worry about money, by asking what she was feeling, it became evident that the financial security actually made her feel trapped. The therapist then introduces the concept of shuttling. This involves the client moving back and forth between two chairs, saying one sentence from each perspective. Both Gill and her therapist stand up for this part of the procedure. I'm trapped and frustrated and I want to leave. Now switch to the other side and make a strong statement about staying. It's financially secure and I want to stay. Now go back and forth a few times. I'm bored and I want to leave. It's an easy job and I want to stay. I feel trapped and controlled and I want to leave. I know the job well and I want to stay. I hate it and I want to leave. I'm terrified and I want to stay. It's soul destroying and I want to leave. I'm really scared and I want to stay. That was very good. I I want you to do one more thing. I would like you to stand in the middle between the two chairs. Look at the two chairs and tune into how you're feeling inside right now. Then rate the two forces, for example 50-50, 80-20, 70-30 and so forth. What percentage would you attribute to the two parts right now? I'm feeling 85-15 to go. What were you feeling when you started this exercise? I was about 60-40 to go. Okay, that's a big shift. Yes, I feel I know what I want to do now. I want to leave. Great. Let's go back to our original chairs and debrief. So this dialogue included a number of Chairwork strategies and deepening techniques which increase the emotional intensity of the experience. At the end, the therapist introduced Shuttling, which is a technique favoured by Fritz Perls, the founder of Gestalt psychotherapy. Now, there are many creative ways you can use Chairwork, and I highly recommend Scott Kellogg's book, Transformational Chairwork, and I've added a link in the description below this video. Now, if you'd like to learn how to use Chairwork to let go of someone from your past, including some new deepening techniques, click on the video on the screen now, and I look forward to seeing you soon.